I remember a young basketball player who early on, he was highly committed to skill training. And we're talking 5, 6 days per week. We're talking 2 times a day, getting in there as early as 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. And he did this for 6 or 7 years. And I thought it paid off. However, I do remember that from the beginning, he was struggling with the toughness part of basketball and the physicality of the sport. As a result of the high level commitment to training, though, he goes to high school and makes the JV team. By the junior year, although his struggles weren't entirely behind him, he did carve out a place on the varsity team and put himself in line for the lead guard position going forward or next year. However, this is where things changed a bit. I watched his commitment to training kind of wither away. And it withered away just to a few days per week. There was certainly no more two-a-days. And it seems to me that he was missing all the social things that his friends and the other teenagers do. It seemed like training and getting better was in the way. I'm afraid that he didn't understand that he couldn't take breaks and still remain at the threshold level that he was operating at. See, guys like him, these are the regular athletes. They're not super fast, they're not super tall, they're not super athletic. They don't have the bravado of an inner city kid. These kids have to work harder than others. And that's just to make the team or remain in the locker room or in step with the other successful basketball players. He would have to continue the extra work, the extra hard work, and he still doesn't get any guarantees. I just remember that year's junior year, he played only a few minutes while he was on the varsity team. Going into his senior year, and again, he had a diminished training schedule. It wasn't the same as it was when he was evolving, when he got there, when he put himself on that trajectory, a successful trajectory. But going into that senior year, he had not carved out this substantial role on the team that he had expected. As the senior year unfolded, the minutes on the court were scarce, I remember. And at that level, let's be honest, the coaches lean on the highly effective players, and that's period. For him, the lack of physicality and basketball toughness, this was the same thing that we were attempting to surmount through the years when he first got there. We were going to rely on the grueling years of the work to have a real impact. But those two things, the toughness and the lack of physicality, it seemed to circle back, but this time kind of had a sharper bite to him. I think the truth is that basketball is a cruel mirror. The facts are inescapable. What got lost was, I don't think that he recognized that he wouldn't even be on the team if it weren't for the years of the methodical work, this hard work. Continuing with the hard work would have kept him growing. It would have kept him ready. It would have given him a real chance to be a contributor to the team. As the season started to wrap up, however, I noticed something shift in him. The sulking had stopped, and he appeared to be asking deeper questions, like what's next for me? I think basketball up to then had been his identity, and it had been his identity for so long. It was clear that he recognized that he needed to pivot. So, as he always has, studies was a priority to him, but he threw himself into his studies with the same energy that he had once reserved for two-a-day training sessions. I think he recognized that standing in the middle of a packed gym was replaced with standing at the front of the classroom, where it's easy to notice that the teamwork of basketball is similar to the collaboration of team projects in a classroom. After graduation, he went on to college, trading his basketball sneakers in for dress shoes. I remember one day he came to the gym and found me, and he was able to remind me that basketball taught him a lot in terms of discipline and resilience. And I remember him saying even failure was a part of it. I think the young man may not have gone on to play under the bright lights like many of the other kids at Rhythm Dribble or other training programs around, but his future shines as brightly. The lessons he learned about hard work and humility and the importance of adapting, they became tools that he'll carry with him for the rest of his life. And basketball, for all of its highs and lows, is ultimately the teacher of life's truths. Those who listen to the lessons will find themselves equipped for whatever the world throws at them. He may not have been a star on the court, but his story is a victory all the same. This story worked out.